The next myth. No one would want to attack your system. It's hard to determine the origin of this myth. In all probability, you're letting a real-world experience influence your perception of virtual security. You know that there are some districts you can walk safely through at night, and you assume that your business computer network is very much like this safe, well-lit area. You don't have any lowlives living in it, and everything has always been all right. Geographical distance is not a factor in the internet, though. Even if your neighborhood seems to lie far from any threat, it doesn't mean that it'll be so in the next 10 seconds. 10 seconds is a long time in the virtual computer system's world. Where there are no boundaries or distance, your neighbors can change very quickly. Computer systems can be targeted with a number of different attack techniques. The least sophisticated types of attacks are launched by so-called script kids, people who rely on resources found on the internet for their exploits. They launch codes and tools developed by other people to have fun watching the results of their juvenile actions. These results could include computer hangs and gaining connection or control over targeted computers. This is, however, only a small chunk of threats. Script kids attacked blindly. If your domain has a popular name, it's enough to make you a potential target. Attacks that are targeted at specific systems are a much more serious threat. If you consider your network resources less valuable, you probably won't be a direct target for big criminal groups. Targeted intrusions use computer systems indirectly as zombie networks, or botnets, to avoid detection and further exploits. This is a concern for all computers. If your device is connected to the internet, there's a possibility it will become a zombie computer. You won't be attacked because someone's itching to see your holiday photos. You'll be attacked because your neutral computer can be used to send information or launch an attack on a specific target. There's always a risk that a spammer or attacker will want to exploit your system. Another myth. It's possible to successfully protect users from malicious and unwanted software. Computer system administrators should set up a system in a way that protects users from running unwanted software. How can this be achieved? You can only protect users through antivirus software. The drawback is that antiviruses only detect a small portion of threats. There's still a high risk that an unaware user will launch on his computer a malware file compiled for specific needs. This doesn't require knowing how to use an assembler or 16 years of coding experience. All you need for this is to read a few articles on the internet and choose a pre-made tool. If administrators were strict, security-wise, and blocked access to all software, this would essentially replicate the scenario from the first myth. The system would be more secure, but it would also be less functional. And you can't afford to decline in the functionality. Firewalls protect computers from all remote attacks, is another of our myths. You can see in the bottom part of the slide how a firewall looks from the standpoint of your computer system. The picture shows names of protocols in the rungs. We're interested in two of them. The first from the bottom is UFBP, abbreviated from Universal Firewall Bypass Protocol, which is slang for HTTP. The HTTP protocol has a secure variant as well, HTTPS, also known as HTTP Secure. Why are they represented in this way in the picture? The majority of firewalls filter traffic based on port numbers or sessions, and both methods are completely ineffective. It's easy to send protocols other than HTTP through port 80. All peer-to-peer applications do it. That's why port 80 is open by default on firewalls. Port 443, a secure version of port 80, is a curiosity. It allows you to pass all sorts of data through firewalls. This works both ways, as we'll discover in following modules, and also disables the monitoring of traffic. Administrators won't pay any attention to it because the data will be encrypted and, as a result, unreadable. The data will all look the same, whether it's encrypted credentials of lawful users who visit a bank page, or if it's a remotely downloaded customer database. Firewalls have long ceased to be an effective protection measure against remote attacks. They're still important, however. Although they can't fully be relied upon, they still play their part in the protection scheme.